sanu nyuma bia wo ye brebi atwam enche bia ana ye tu fi ade so na so man na kwa mu se na wo de nam wo shasa se do so baba yen sada yen sayem ye fro se sambra enyuma bia wo shase enyuma bia do nsa so awa nwie no o man e fro se bra na be wie maye bra na be fa ye tu ba shasa se no so sanse why ye bitter ye frewo Betty Joma me Betty Fia nim ko sei mo
GRA files are intercepting. Will you believe, say, they did not MPP for here, so one of branch on there, or ye hotelier extraordinaire, or was some grand management skills. Sana, Osha Omu filings at GRA. Rock City is making losses. Can you believe that?
Omu Boka.
Oh. 2023, Omu Boka, 1.7 million losses.
By the Champion Hotel now. Yes, Omuna SSNIT hotels Ajinkwa. Omuna we efficient GRA documents of the company behind a Champion MPP.
Yes.
Agree. Just on also the hotel
Boka.
What?
Incredible. 1.7 million losses. File number. This is a transaction ID 20240403376961770.
No, I'm not sure this document.
Rock City Hotel. Transaction type annual return. Last updated 3rd April 2024. Nipana GRA's official our update your friend Sapon Boating is been approved by the GRA Director General. Latest filings. Tax. Meanwhile, Labadi Beach Hotel in Kwan taxes or mutua after paying the dividend of 25 million or mutua taxes of 20 million.
This is sad.
Meanwhile, Rock City NTA taxes they are making losses. So who should be saving who? Rock City and here Ajinkwa. Omona SSL Labadi Beach for and who kind Deloitte financial statement now almost say expertise now what Labadi Beach Hotel 40 years. You do more called the best hoteling universities across the world. You build on capacity. Expertise no more. I mean, Rock City rather needs them needs the management and the workers of these hotels that are being sold.
Mema wakwa badeba TV XYZ baby awa wo hwe emibia wo so awutie power 97.9 FM sam wakwa badeba dwumedia ya to the inside politics so edi amedisu ya Nicholas ya owusi Olsen obetumi Afremican Nicholas me same am a regular host Mugabe Masi na baby awo bia no menye selfish catch on you bi na no so country ni bi na momfento eye TV XYZ me ka say was satellite any digital platforms no so free to air and baby awo bi obetumi ahwedwumedie bi mono so hwe bi no ntie nsempa ne eye nepa ye wo ma ewie bebi a wo hwe na butie eye ma power 97.9 FM so ma unu bi won kran ne potemu ntie bi na no so bebi a etumi akonkan na me ka wo se enya de a wo ko eye ma social media platforms ni na so obeti enka wo TV XYZ Ghana, Facebook ne TV XYZ Ghana, Facebook ye TV XYZ Ghana, so na YouTube so ye XYZ Broadcasting, YouTube ye XYZ Broadcasting. Ti ye streaming na live wo ha obetumi ahwedwumedie bi na bibie tumi akonkan kaisa ha na Ghana kasa aha na Ghana ti enti be pacho bebreti ha ma onu yesu sunti ha anonhwe ha na nsema egu bamba so inano yentumi emfani na ma ona bibia entumi enkonkan mesama ye papa mu na ma belated Father's Day belated Father's Day because your month of June ni de mema ne yeda anti Father's Day ni ye wo mood ne mu saso na and inti endra so se beka aka ye ho ye nuanu muslimi fo so sala no edo ada no so course so nti ye mamu na so barka the sala baby omo bia no but metene say sha say last week ye na ye nyantie say ya ye hotels o man Ghana titu organized labor Ghana adwumayefo omo sebewa sika ye titu omo edi to SSNIT na SSNIT kabo ano a ye kwa adwuma ya home jebremu a omode bi maye no eno na SSNIT so sa askan ye de to a no omode ye ndwuma na omode sisi edan ahro omo ye hotels ndwuma bebre na nkasa na SSNIT de sa asika ye na ye be kaya o man Ghana wo ba mu ayo hotels akese bi a bebre kra nim se ye SSNIT for na esebioa omo hotels nti ye SSNIT for de na ye mene wo ye taxpayers money Ghana adwumayefo ye sika na ye tete na ye de ye sa hotels imfa so ba na omo de bi asoso yesu ye sika na ye nyan no na ye kwa ahojebremu a omo de aboa ye na ebede adwa say ye wo 6 hotels a wo Ghana ha ma make say aban no meka aban no any SSNIT board no mpanifo omo da board na no akwaye echichechi mu se hotels omutumi nyamfa so bebre no twitwidi no omonton hotels no na yeton hotels na yemfa mo bia se Rock City Company Limited agric na champo ono na odano ono na yeton this hotels edi amano na asem no wodwe no ho a wonti ase kwankwa na yefa so edi ton hotel na ama branch champion wodwe no ho bia wonti ase Rock City a yeka ho asemi according to yenhwehwe ma ya no kra no de bia na every year bia no report ana anu ala bia no omoboka inti bi nim experience 2019 ya na Rock City by ye nim experience bi omo hospitality service no ma ye ton sa hotel si ana ye the greatest ye the majority shares ye the more no ma betumi abe shareholder wodwen ho a wonti ase inti sa hotel si omo di more ya hotel si nya mfaso ma bibie tumi konkan we na Ghana for ye makwan inti senye Honorable Okujato Ablakwa Nyamisha no sami baby a wo bi honorable Nyamisha enya wo na wudue manya sa information wunya document we ebaba mu Ghana fu eni manche ye nimu ti ebehwa ni se na nado one sebewa na points no mo twa ne ho ahia omaton hotel na sama omo ho ediskane de amom ho na chese wo de tie omo say 6 months edru omo beko ti omo tonton omo niema ma omo state capturing omo capture niema ye ma ne de amom ho na dwo mahama ba wa bre we ni sema e man de omo say nde ye be yade omo beko demonstration nti and then omo protest against SSNIT hotels omo ton na lead convener honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa oni groups are whole na omudi ehema omutu anamo edekoye ndwumayfo koye Ghana for so enyina bo mo hombody ndi omuhye ansa na minority in parliament omuso etumi ekoye na ende inside politics no eyade a eno hu nkomo na titiru yebedi papa mo course odwumedie na ase no eno na yebedi ehu nkomo nti mepacho bebre yenhwe ma course wo eye dwumedie ase no eno na wo hu na dwumedie no omokoye no eyenije omo proteste edifi eye Labadi Beach Hotel True Labadi Beach Hotel omoko Bema Camp Road no so far so Elwak na mepacho omoko wie edifa Lands Commissioner to their destination eye Christ the King Catholic Church School ho na omoko ya omodi chense ho na obefi Jubilee House ababeje petition nti ekosa nti ye behwe eye kasamfoyina horo ene ensama ye nuanom ande omutu ntosu kokko chere se hotel si ye makwan momonton hotel si ye makwan masabio aban ni panton no mankasa so ntonton mo ho nti yanko ne nkohwe eye kasamfoyin bi ne ntie nsema Ghana for kai nti se wo hwa wo behu se eno na Ghana for na ekono Ghana for na name no Ghana for we Ghana for pa omo na enemu a omo kono mahu Ghana for na ekono aha na ye bondom na ye hu meko ti Ghana for na name no videos ahro mu hwe nipa ekoye sebiwa onkokra emrewa nketesia mrantie penifo kwada obia se ye makwan sabiwa ya taxes nkakra kra omotete edeto SSNIT se de bia koya home jebrima na mepacho bebre omo de aboan sense so masika ne nda hokwa o masika ne nda hokwa de beye bibi na wenyansi ho ana wenyamfaso bebre na amayeso ye kwa ho jebrima omo de aboa nti ta hotel si wa ye te SSNIT bia no hu se hotel no wo so we shareholder hotels no wo so wo ka bia wom nti de ete no na nado danko akufuado oni ne busua oni na points omo na yehu no iti yebekọ na yakohwe videos ahoro no abra ya hwe bi dada no na yetie nsema Ghana fo ne bi kai nti de tie ne se ye hwa ye maame mo mpanimfo bi ye more than 80 years ibi mu ye 90 years kra koye mpanimfo kokra ne mrewa ne mpanimfo omokoye na ha adwene wo hu se iti maame mu na tumi bodon pem koye kokra ne mrewo a mutumi koye na ehu se Ghana ye ni abre ye maame mpanimfo ye papa mo mpanimfo kra mo amaye ebeka so te we do ntene fi omo ina asem omunim ma eye ekoso o man omu makufo ado ne eye Dr. Mahmoud ba omu edi ye man omudi ma branch champ omu na hihye etiri ti omu mpini ti omu na asidwom enante bi mepese be kwa kohwe sa akasamfoyin ne yetie nsem a ye nanom ye janom kokkrafo ye nananom etu anamo omu hu ye hwemra
yo no ni ewo ni wo ba demonstration ton mi ake wo la ka ti se wa ye wa wi tu pe wo shikoji na ko onu pa ka ti se mo fe mo te se abala afo fo wo shikoji ga dan be mo fe mo ni ni ewo ni bi wo ni wo pa MPP government fai ate wo ba bi le no ko fi o ake wo game ga dan be kula mi ni wo fe ami ate no ko ni wo na ni eni fi o ye mi Jenfe yo jana na ko mo trefe afeke na me ho jenfe ye ne uni yi meji na no ko fi o ya ni no wa me ba ba ko na ma ho ma ba president piye be ba tanu ame fe me ka ma ba MPP government nye ye wa wi me ke mi ni wa fe yin pomo ko mi jala pomo gali etete gan pomo ko konte ma mu de che na chi o ko de che ni jo na we mu dan do te ba ye ni de che na we tete gan Ọlọ́run ka ko me ma ba aye gbo wa ni wa gbo ko te se wo ja ko sika wa wo bi ni ke ye ni ndon ma MPP government o panye fae yen na wo ni na nya ji anye ni le wa property ji aya wo nya ji anye ni le ye wa property ji aya se ni ni fi owo de fe we satu bo mo ye me ne na me gbogbo na me trasi no ko ya ko wo bi na nu tumo na me ba tu papa ne ko tele ku o ye ni sikanye kwa me na ke jo MPP government wo panye fae waka no money on we fight ni to property ni ha ye bi koni wo no yin fo enu wo yo fe koni wo mi ni wo ye mini wo ba je wo fight ma wo je bo president no ba tanu Jerry Befeba eba ko fight for home for the terrible wo ye mene ni wo ketala shine ma ba ni nye fi o we sha na kan
demonstration na here wo here demonstration ake si ba wa ka bi ake many afio e ba gba wo na e ja ke bi ele wo na ka pe bi ni ke no gbo e wo na ka pe ni ke he oni wo yi ana ka je bi e na ke wa ni ka na ko ka be je ni wa na lo ko wo yi no ba ni wo fa ake ne ni ni wa pa Wọ́n ìwọ̀n ní ọ̀bá bí ẹni. Láti náà ń lù yàtọ̀. Wọ́n yẹ ó ní àná àtọ̀. Ìjọba yẹ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀nà.
Mi ṣe àmúgbà àmúgbà. Sísè yàtọ̀ ẹ̀ mọ̀bọ̀. Mẹ́nyà 85. Ànàfẹ́ méjì omi. Èdè abẹ́ méjì dọ̀kun. Ànyìnbé. Mẹ́ta dàm náà. Ẹ bá ń dídì ọ̀yẹ̀ dàm. Ọ̀yẹ̀. So hotel no so never be see the you know ha. Last week here to home what on nothing then. Turning to the Abaha. Nobody for you. Some wire. Yes. See a better Mahama Oba, not doing answer. 24 hours, no fabric.
Of the state capture, we are saying that the looting must end, and we are saying that we are not going to rest until we protect these state assets, which are assets for all Ghanaians. If Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal, Ridge Royal, Elmina Beach Resort can be good for Brachampo, if it can be good for Brachampo, if it can be good for the Blay family, then it must be good for all of us. That is the message we are sending today.
Turning on hands off our hotels on na we who demonstration no eye krabehwe nipa bebre na budget so ma bibie to me konkan enti ehu eye lead eye convener honorable eye Samuel Okujato Ablakwa ye hwe ye nkokra ne ye nananom mbrewa na omo kasa so omo kan nkran ye mputo ne hwi kakra ma wo so wonti ase a ma omo kire nyina ne se His Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo eye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Owura Brane Champon di enti na mo yesa Nanado wo eye Ghana mine ne properties and dine and sase ahrowa mobeto ye titi won kran memu ha di enti na Nanado wo bekwen wo pese wo ton ni na adi wo ton ni na wo feska ni di wo san so ton de ma ho ye enti bi da MPP ba saa de no koso o mampani kofo time saa na eye laboni kanto metin saa so tonton de ma omo ho Nanado so beko aka no eye 6 months pe mo sha se tonton mo ho sesia no nkran saasi na ye tondi wa magana ye den enkokra ne mbre won se komkra de wo mo Nanado na antibeke ya ka bibi kire okune antibeke wo ye nkrani mo nsase ene niema sabi wa omofumi o sa antibeke utumi ka bibi kire okuno eye first lady because kwan a omode ma na ifa so no wodwe no a wonti ase ye nti na o se ban sa nti asema ye maame mu ana ye nananom nkokrafo ne mbre wan kasa om kan na se kire bi no komo de yen niema horo ye oman ne de Nanado tondi ɔne ne Sabio ne Chronics ɔmo tondi wodwen ho a wonti ase nti ensɛm ne bi na ɔmo de ato dwa me so metumi akyem na yɛto aso no yɛ reporters no ɔmo grounds nti obi sɛ wisdom yenua Maxi ansa no therefore ɔmo nipa bebre na didi nkɔmɔ ɔmo ana ɔmo demonstrate ɔmo protest against say ye hotels ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo ton na yɛ makwan ɔmo ne ɔmo di nkɔmɔ mepɛ sɛ ɛbɛkɔ na XYZ broadcasting see form na ene nkɔfo so di nkɔmɔ nsɛm ɔmo ne yɛ kyɛɛ no wo so wetumi atie bi yɛnhwɛ mbra
sɛ yɛn youth no yɛmfa yɛni antoɔ a yɛmfa yɛn nan ɛnsi hɔ a yɛbɛhu sɛ daakye bi yɛfrɛ no sɛ state property a ɛsɛ ɔkyena ɛbɛma mfasodeɛ bi aba yɛn nso yɛabrabɔ mu no yɛanhwɛ yie a na saa nneɛma no nyina ahwere yɛn sɛ yɛn nso yɛnyini a ɛnti dɛ main reason why sɛ yɛba ha ne sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛka kyerɛ aban ne sɛ saa deal na ɔmo dili a ɔmo pɛ sɛ state asset that is the state hotels that they want to sell to the Brian Champon and his colleagues they should stop because that if they should try it right now our future is at stake yedachi yepese machina eyefe no enyefe bio it that is the main reason why ene yesu yabeta idumedie echi since omo nyamfa hotels no nyanche Brian Champon nsem no government ni make sure say nanado any nkofo omo make sure say omo nye some mistake no emfa sa state hotels ni emfa nche Brian Champon nsem so no no pa kire say hotels no obetimi manage a oka the higher decision making body no oka cabinet ministers no then na sa strategies no onfa mboa government no ma omo mfa entutu akwamu ye a hotels no ometimi
enti de teno no eno na yenua wisdom hedejeme ode bi mu edi enkomo no ya to aso kɔ no yenim sɛ free lands commission stretch no DVLA headquarters kwan no so no baby a police for a block kwan no Muntio, police for blockade kwano efi baby a no mu na organizers no mu omo agree say omo ekọ no mako present omo petition no enti omo tutu anamo nkọ no metin so omo koshi a omo hu say omo aye police for na blockade to omo de sa barricades ni bi ayade a omo de esi ho nti sa barricades a na eda ho esisi ho ni bi na gentleman ba ko ka say no enya de omo beti ase because omo no omo kan say baby say no mbetumi ben na omotumi ahwe na organizers no a present petition no nti de omonti ase nti menti ase no ye say barricade no omabie sin China wetumi epin akomani because baby a na organizers no won demonstrators no won and as protesters no won na emutwe ye kakra nti enye sa so no mo agree nti oye so o maso esi nchen na nche omotumi akomani na police force ye kokoko apai yenti bi da no mo sha se pepper spray fu nkofu eni so nkofu hwenu mu ehihye wo mu na echi de confusion ibasa ye di gu nkofu na nkofu tie mani hihimi o mehwen hihimi o ye kumi o na echese police 40 go omo so omo hye dwumadi ase kama na ye bo maba so enso me course na ha adwen me ba cho wa wo hwe TV XYZ ene na mitwam fonyin wo so a wutie power 97.9 FM no mfonyin na mitwam a wo so wo hwe no mo hwe ntia we de anya bone omo ana omo protest ana se omo demonstrate no mo ye na anya bone nti we na omo ye so ye masunsi ncha asem no mo hwe ha we ye no on police de mo ho sa mo boye ho ban but eto se bia na mo nya abotre kakra nti ye maso na yetumi abayanim kakra mo ban organizers no mo humom be na pepper sprint nkofo na etia no mo hwe anu na miyi kasamfonyin no me course no eno no mo boye ho ban man ye se mo beboye be prepare se be wa mama yareba horo aboye nti victims na mo hwe victims na tutu tear gas egu omo pepper spray no na nkofo tia no confusion aye basa ya bom mu na apete mo ma ye hwe obi na order form no peaceful demonstration say yenhwe yenwie nyame ambema obewu monhwe asem mo amutie radio de na me cheche mu no na mo amuhwe TV ndi mu behu yenwie na de pepper spray ya san boni tear gas 3-1 ya de ha adwene monhwe nkofo na sesia Ghana ambulance service mo ya de pa monhwe nkofo na mu twitwahwe ene meka hom mahu oh ye ni aba oye Ghana ni o sebe wa onfi Togo onfi Nigeria mo hwe ene na ekosu o yedi tear gas pepper spray yedi gu omo so Stadium Stampede AC Accra Sports Stadium pewu ye ne pese nde so ye hye de se asa da su ni pewu ana na do danko akufuado IGP dampare mo mai ko dia ya tete o meko so ye ne na mu hwei mo nhwe oba bad time pa ha adwene ye papa enti de ate no kasamfo yin na yetwa ma wosu wehunu na after nsemi na course no omudi bibia to din no honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa o present petition no the my deputy chief of staff yes ye we kakra okay but tene say course no muntie ne ye oye niam mienu ti medikan eyiwe no anasa mebo mo weti ansa yakọ abro present petition no mechene so di kan akasafa the conduct of the police no ho move spray pepper spray ne tear gas ne ade no se enso ani omo ni police fo ni hye na se kama chi mo be finish no na tear gas ne pepper spray enya the conduct of the police boa ekra yenkoti honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa nensa mo de tudwa fan police pepper spray ne tear gas no
civilians helpless and hapless. Now, as we speak, we've had to rush a few to the hospital. If anything happens to our fellow citizens, the police hierarchy will pay for it. They will be held accountable. We condemn what they have done, and we want to tell them that their duty is to protect us. They cannot take the law into their own hands and intimidate innocent citizens, helpless and hapless citizens who are only performing their civic duties. They shouldn't try that again. Now we expect that the police will comport themselves and that the representatives from the presidency will come and receive the petition. If you even look at where this barricade has been mounted, they have shown bad faith. Everybody knows that we were to terminate at Christ the King. Is this Christ the King? But what really are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? If you are doing a good job, you are carrying out your mandate, you are not looting the people's assets, why should you be afraid if citizens want to pay you a visit and only present a petition? But we don't want to be confrontational. We will wait for them to come and receive the petition at this point.
Enti honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa na yetenen kano lead convener no na yetenen kano na amansa sanya men na ekoso ni wiye no omutumi hweye na omo restore my calmness here adwuma kama bibia de dinti honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa na bium kwan ofa so present petition no de ma the deputy chief of staff no na mepacho bebre wo hwe no enti deputy chief of staff na Okoshi Honorable Okujato Ablakwa organizers no na omo present petition no mo amhwe kasamfo yini eno na edaso na okasa no ye no omo ye ne kama asumdrimele anti we hu Honorable Okujato Ablakwa saso na ye hu the general secretary of the largest opposition party Owura Fifi Fiavi Kwete ono so na ogina ho no ene members of parliament bebre nankasa omo de nyam kwata organizers ene titafo omuna no koja momoma ade no course no nti ene no trim sentinti a omo present petition no to ono na waye ne kama no yip enti yeto aso no deputy chief of staff ono so receive wiye no ode nano sem editudwa mepese yebetie the deputy chief of staff so nsem a ode tudwa ne bi enti yenko nkoti ono so mra.
Also grateful that this session of demonstration has taken without any negative outcomes. We are happy that cooperation has gone on between the and the police. We want to keep in the spirit of democracy. As you know, this year is an election year. We want to do everything in a clean, peaceful, and calm manner. Petition on behalf of the people. I'll submit same, and I can assure you that it will be as and when it is given.
Let me see a scene in line. Echo is.
We are also grateful that this session of demonstration has taken without any negative outcomes. We are happy that cooperation has gone on between the and the police. We want to keep in the spirit of democracy. As you know, this year is an election year. We want to do everything in a clean, peaceful, and calm.
No, so a receive a petition a kama now or then non sem or the a two jano and the tenano onona yehuno or television as well on also wagen in the so on fem koto ho on koto nchini and I said another munsabeka because 6 months to penaka and to mama whom I went to assume na yesi e makwanda se munnu nam de ma Brian champion mo amujejeje aka 6 months pe on Brian sika beshi mo amushe Brian chi e de to hotel musika ebeshi eti yepemu eko yenim no yenkonkwo he ona bo okuja to abla kwa no so ne remarks ode ma omo boy mo protest wo eye demonstrations from kwa eko so no yenkoti onmra
Joe boy and that much Ghana for sir the air coso yenyina ye complaining yenyina ye kase time yenyina ye kase enye no and much say modia conscious citizens are mobe sorry mobe demonstrating mobe embarking on a demonstration that expresses your revulsion, that expresses your disgust. Ente ye mamunya na congratulations. Nyamin Sham ayeko me pese mi ashomu se wonchi na eziya waha ye druhano you free her you call hospital aqua construct your colleagues tear gas no police for FIR omo ebi omo apra you be call hospital aqua construct omo as leaders of this demonstration. We will never abandon anybody. Now police for also this was not the agreement. You knew Omusha your 12th of June. You can say you call Christ the King. That was the agreement. You call Jubilee House. Then Omuno suggest say you terminate at Christ the King Church. You Christ the King. If people are surprised, then you fire tear gas, you fire pepper spray. But fortunately, no. Much say you are Kwame Nkrumah's descendants. You are the descendants of Yasantua. You are the descendants of Nitaki, the descendants of Sergeant Ajete, the descendants of Private Odate Lampe, the descendants of Corporal Atipo. Yensro tear gas, Yensro pepper spray. It is homogeneous, yes, and I Jonia, Omubuakra. And then the Moyano, for many years to come, decades to come, politicians are Omoba Abaimu, say Omodie, Omoba, state assets, Ayadia share Omusam, Omushaso, Omobe Luti, Omobe Fa, Omobe Ria, Amo Omohono. And then thousands of Ghanaians have sent a very clear message that you will not have it easy. Yempene, and I Yempene and de, Yempene or Chena. Me pese me de Wuloma say, me who demonstration Wuloma and Kasa with DH from Anopa, Yasha say La Badi Beach Hotel called La Palm, every major intersection. Now a bonfire say our ancestors should protect us. Women, the chiefs, queen mothers, elders of Gadangwe, of La Traditional Council. This is a clear message to President Akufo-Addo that the people of Ghana are saying enough is enough. When TUC, when Federation of Labour, or nurses, midwives, minority caucus, PNC for CPP for Ghana for Dudona. About the whole Ghana versus Afrafantoa. Rasta Awaha. Nananum Awaha. Media Awaha. Maya Mabujuma. The message is clear. So state asset no a yema brachimpo. A yema for the blame in Mba. A yema Ghana for hotels are a year Juma. I declare profit. I share in our so. I share in our so. I'm thousands of Ghanaians directly and more indirectly. It ought to be preserved. Since 1966, Yatom state assets. We've gotten nothing from it, and it's gotten worse. Since a brazen conflict of interest, Onuko cabinet is all about what state asset can be grabbed. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. It's abominable. It's reprehensible. It's un-Ghanaian. It's unpatriotic. That is not what leadership of Ghana, secure your independence. This is not what it is. 14 generations unborn, you will all be remembered as the patriots who stood up and protected state assets. And on a matter of principle, sent a very clear message. Nami Ansha Munina.
Inti honorable Samuel Kujato Blackwa na yete ne nka lead convener de ma demonstration and a course no crab papa na over the weekend so Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman or running mate to my His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or dinani tremu the Upper West regional capital wa na call wa market na na oni dwumfo ma no enu mudin komom to adre wodwum no ono mobobo nkomo kakra yenhwe na probo ko esumesi wo wa ne nimpotem
economy. No! We have done that they should come to power. Now, 3,000. That's what we need.
You do the research and tell us what do you think has gone wrong? I'm here listening to their cries. When they say they don't buy, the prices have gone higher. So what has caused that? We have an economic wizard in power. What has happened?
Enti no abra Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman running mate de ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama indi samaye kuno ono no di nanim nyam ko pie mu Upper West region wa na mepacho bebro ni dwumfo ndidi nkomo ekwan adwumfo na brain na omo chechire mu de chire no omso mu woni mugidi pa say obetumi abo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ma 2025 omotumi aba na omebebu omani ye na niam etumi akofo gmail.com. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nkomo na yedi wi a no to anamon odina nature baby na ohun cashew farmer bi a okwani ni kodi nkomo Martina Brown half of painting minim cashew nsem kwan ya 2016 His Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo then candidate Akufo-Addo nsem o kachre cashew farmers more brown half oba Ghana cashew de bi no mudua ne kese pa oso mo be cashew board to say ma cocoa board iron yemisa say kosi sen ti cashew ni say sia sotia na eti ubisa price no so na eti na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ohun cashew farmers bi ono mo kodi nkomo kachre o mo say obehwe aboa ma say sia cashew fo so omo ton cashew a na omo te na omo ton ma kofo omo beto na omo so etumi enya bi aye de fo de abo my Ghana eni mo musia mo men ko hesa akasem fo yin no emra.
This is my friend Taylor. He's doing very well. He's buying cashew from our farmers and preparing it for export. And I was just coming from my house, and this is just close by. And I said I'll stop and see what they're doing and encourage them. He's got a factory in Awisa near Wenchi, and he needs just a little capital to be able to put in the business and get the cashew processing factory going. And so I've promised him that I'll come and see the factory, and if by the grace of God and the votes of the Ghanaian people I become president, these are the kind of people we want to support so that they can create employment for young people. This work that he's doing, look at all these young men, he's employed them to do this work. And so people like this are the ones that we should be encouraging.
The incoming president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, na yete nenkano cashew nsensemi when chape muwana His Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo then candidate Akufo-Addo 2016 ye nane obi obe cancel be cashew board in meka ho na the cashew for bre eso kra no price no so na etia His Excellency Nana John Dramani Mahama de atudwa ese oba enida so ho obe sanso ama cashew farmers musumisimu dedem na cashew season is here musume hunsem moyo defo nti eno hunsem na ode two day and ekuku dampa na eni omubedi adwuma wa ha ye beti lawyer matwimbere manka oye member de ma the national communication team the NDC saso na ye beti yenua Derek Ajay, yebete Prince Derek Ajay, or your former chief of staff, also a member of the national communication team, or your former presidential staffer. Wait a minute, sorry, pa. Former presidential staffer, and also a better nenka with the Cassie. So, maybe Obiano, Memfa, Wonsa, and Kefi, the Menko Sunda, a TVXYZ, na also T Power 97.9 FM, and Kosunda, baby Edri, Yen Sembre, Dr. Solomon Apia Kubiwa. Anti meneno baby di enkomo o ha dia semadui yebedi apomode honkomo timame ma doctor akwaba na mo ho bia so ode aman doctor Solomon Apia Kubi imprempreti for ikrado in the past like wo maye no for my
yo me das we nesu yeseshe de kwasem se ene hwade bakopa first pananka edin so be hu akra 19 years 20 years no competition be se be one official tenchena ehwegu na akura 22 23 years old lady was say oni affinity as atenka e man husband as the corner as the partner man kedin adnan say the atese esan say bibi kosora yenen kase ehye ne so na say ya dwene maso yen sha say fi say be say mema no no kwasem pa ne say first papa no be hye o na nkom de sata fe na bejimi bre no ha sata be ma me ne papa no kra no na bia be 15 to na ni kra hu ne mani so no na be 20 it won share mo me kra no be 28 30 and that's what I say. Yeah, no, yeah, shake game, nothing them. On see, you see a best JSS star once 13 years, now I say warm up, practice, near cash, Chemigata no home, Chemidiana say, ye Pombia Yente or a sumo corner, ye can't say Canada. It yes, shake game, and I say 15 years, and Kabaitimo call 30, no, yes, I think your quartet, he'll be 15 years, but Palmus shall say 30. And at the age of 30, I mean, Medruno, my book game that didn't game the Sabbath 50 years. They tell say 7 year man bonisi at year mode of action Yeah, the by sight, I did the new. It was the Adam who Eve, no? Was it Adam? Was it Eve? Why are you looking at me like that? Was Eve? Let me see. Eve tells, Eve, you have already start vibrating. Move up and down. Mine is flat. Oh, I know. Eve, turn again. The back of the floats. That's what I say. And who Adam who was, when me dumpy. No why energy. Honam. What to this or bar. Yeah, the same mechanism they go through. It's any me sighting and member no me can say be fruit me when him nature no and now with him baby pie and time chef and Zigmoint e wo nan kokum na information na pick it and it was the me who dey say be transmitted na kwa adwenem I just there be millions of information man dey fe no heart ras wakoma no other say akoma emoja wo pompe no maybe for the fe genital veins no say any ntin e waya de no ho no mo ne moja fe mu na sorry enti ye de no ade bia be impede anase fimi kosem anade be impede the flow blood say go to genital veins no na ma erection be pora they tell say ye de ade na bo adwuma be 15 years on say car adwuma change oil but what did fini kosem combustion ade na air course mechanism and generate a lot of distance man yes can change oil the same mechanism essence the we ye bogem ya on say sometimes ya na heat no on say ye na ye ntan home no on say one na ye na genital veins so I say pipe ye de water hose asha na de horoka to once home koban sabe e overheat that e mutumi kasi say kinko na blood flow ever periphery pe e ba sabon sa free for blood na ye pen ye nya more na blood na hit wo na e kwete na agglutination of blood no na afi bones wan kete genital veins no e ba sa sepon sa free flow na e sinya no enya na sebiem te ba sa moja na se rush ko e ma erection e kwa e kopim bi si bam where shall we go back or front left or right more na esa bonsa fe no pressure na e moja pressure se rush from no wanya na sa e ba sa bonsa ade no na esiku a e peja se peja ase misa hoyin e peja kumsen no e si hon matim keja yo na besene e ba sa na afi no de sexual weakness though we are young de e de sa how na eba waiting a dra ye friend Zipman herbal capsules your body man say pan mo better than e wo dwa so be more 25 years I will say game na 10 14 15 no say the adna bo game na che e de be se ka be shade ma se na amenti no ama na nse free for blood na se rush fam no enya ne sa enti e kwa bon se sabe no e kwa no zip ma se e contain one of the supponents aboni say e fe the washer se nipa beti ase enti the man is saying e be wash entinim ama genital veins mother ho enti moja ne fam se hwa na e wo so na se e collect ase e wa na pagya na ka to mo e ba se chese are ready zip man so we onwe e sakote one of the alkaloids of bonisi in property and answer the function you find strengthener so this the property ase ye bi monti no the man say e ma intim ya den e gina so che uri onwe e sama stamina I didn't care 15 minutes and 5 minutes was so chef for 5 minutes no e dey 25 minutes amount o bra home utimi ko one break room woni board ye no so asatanya hanyo na sasa atapeja na ase ka on se ka ya na phase ye no e nwi e bas kanji na nwi na achese atom ti mo na e ko bonkum e ko nifa e ko soro e ko fom no na emfimfie fe no organal properties mo na e ba na oba na e tinka na di enigye mapa e ba ene ye fe no na chese oba so e ye site na so nya me enigye na bo pen sebe e both ends nya wonkwa na e ko bus biom no se ye me man biom de ntia ma youth no ye weekend say oh say be ye generation ye pa ye adventurous me kan sa ye nya tetia oh ss attack tentin he enya kase a ye peslem e na onya fair so try dark we na the choke tabeka ho hwe combination nya akwa 7 tu say okasolo me e kwa agata ho no bo so do pendrive na kwati virus ubonse nanse wonso no ubonse be ma bonse wade no femfemo ana pawo gu nsuo na ye ho yi abonse ensuo na be fiade na no ba wa ma na sensan kitinkiti bi asese bi nkodwi na ba ho mo na eba ho say a signs of early milk candida infection I say early milk candidiasis the friend member white no e bia o nantinant no wa dina maso etu tabons wa den air fast na se etwintwam yes sa how no se basa enhwa de bi wa ha the ultimate function se be man obehia ense nyinse beba tie hwa de bi ha ade be fere you try say ade we fan say ya de ni ene se be pipe no inside no e ho na se be urine efa ɛhɔ na sɛbi sperms anaasɛ deɛ de baba no ɛfa ɛhɔ na saa ade na akɔte yɛ nsuo na ɛba no so ɛnam ɛna sɛ nsuo small na ɛtena kyɛ no na ne texture no pinam no ɛyɛ ne sperm na bɛyɛ pɛ to mo de bi obos ade ne pagya ya wo de correspondence afɛ ne ahyɛ game na sɛ 2 minutes mai enso nsuo bi free ɛsoro ɔba sɛbe ɛyɛ Mr. Sperm de ayɛ hold on yɛ ho hia bi no bɛsene kɔ sɛ ni pedua na pikin sɛ jama ɛyɛ sperm no si apa ne wan pikin sɛ nyanku nsu anaasɛ wa nsu atɔ ɔpikin sɛ kimdia na yɛ sɛ blood flow no mo gya FM mo hold on ho hia bi na sɛbe Mr. Sperm bɛsene kɔ ɛbasa ɛma condition ɛfɛ no pre penetration ejaculation as you say a pagya no wo de bɛkɔ ɛnyanko hwiaw na hwie buye ɛbasa gye sɛ 2 days time aso asabɔ de trinko ɛyɛ nsɛmpi ɛni kwan sɛ ba ɛnti ne yɛsɛ bɛma wo nso ɛduru ɛbasa ɛsaa mmoa na ɛba hɔ no ɛduru ɛfɛ no solak ɛba mehyɛ hɔ ɛbɛboa aklear saa nneɛma no ɛyi sɛ nsu no firi mu na awie aboa yi saa infection abɛne no afiri hɔ na wowie si apɛ na wode zipman ɛba capsule ka wo si apɛ mamea na afei ɔbaa no ate dɛ meka ne sɛ ne sɛbe ɛnyɛ ɔmo nko a ɛnɛ nso yɛ young ladies a ɔmo so ɔmo ni atenka patwa wo deɛ no atenka no wɔyɛ obese sɛbe na atenka no wɔ n'asum na sɛbe ya tafetaf n'asum ɔsɛbe ɛm sɛ ni hɔ ɛwɔ side na afei menya dɛ ya atache ɛnu am sa atenka na bɛhyɛ mehyɛ me nam sister adan yɛnya wo dan yɛ wo nam na sɛ ɛkyɛ sɛ atenka na tekɔ na most of the time deɛ ba ne sɛ ɔba sɛ wɔnyɛ de fɛ ne candida infection na sɛ o de po aba himfio obon sɛ wɔn so sɛbe wate nkan ɛte akɔ yɛ mechanism no sɛbe ura ahemfie entrance enia be 80 for entrance oba ha no I say first pabele was aba no during foreplay ne vibrate ekɔ bonkum ne fa front back vibrate say ya to bon sɛ more libido cells adjacent to it na sɛbe di nsuo kakraba na lubricate wɔ kama sɛbe ya pem bi ama hɔ the ten say all day pwana nsu na egu pampan na eba ho amana nso menstrual days for sense no sense ba na eba no the inside a cover sensor we sab me we etu bon say o touch bonkuma esen ka peke na signal ne ko na atenka ne ba o bon say empike say sa candida albicans na say lactic acid nsu no akọ I say why we say be chewing gum na say wo de cassava starch nsu I tenkom akoba sa sensor no empike signal say apa bon say e ba dry away bo say signal na teko esa ye bresa ye nwe ne nyina ye prepara eni kwase basa ye say e dry fa ne solar ka ba me show ba ho ma one e be clear candida albicans o de po no ewia atwen subra ne firi ho na wo hye sa sensor we no amayen edu so wo sobo I can feel it is here e basa se maniema mo ye mrema yen na yen so ye ba ebani je mapan edeba ye say solar ka ba mesha ye body mane say asotwan oba be mo watenka na ate akon aba na esiesie ho ne basa ya pabon se ba yaka ho e basa to sign check ni oh doc about na one my check says me time ben am so check no a date be hwan obon why confuse and say what dane buy no wa mo date sa na say basa bon say chop money near tum e ye solar ke ba mesha ye body money say aso twan kwasi bia fa nkombo ya de hu nyina from sisi ni nkombo me MTN no e 0245 616028 0245 616028 and that's Airtel no so 0261 Airtel no beam 0261 736263 0261 736263 Kai says Zipman herbal capsules was a panyai wo better than Cecilia ye twen
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler.
Jubilee House and Chenwa mo present a petitioner modema mpanimfo share ye 6 hotels me aye ne sem faso ni osana no mo ka se bi wo mo manage ni me ka ho nti feel say omo privatizing and omo de man krankro betumi aboa ma edwuma na koso mun sem bebre wo hwem so say san hotels ni na ka bia ni ho omo kra tumi nya mfaso ne me ka ho edin sem bebre aba na ban so se minti obi oye na Ghana for says ye betu to su kokko ato ntinde demonstration no course mnim se na udi makotene papa de na wo ka fa ende demonstration course ni sa hotels on sensemi ho Major so
asacha with for nenko for mo hwe nyina whether on TV or the radio radio as well and nyame ni ediniye obi another day ema ya ba abonte abaye bibi papa bia magana fo nyina mede asidakati sebema enia bema Samuel okuyeto ablakwa
okay
wa bomodin pa with ya dia magana he's done extremely well for Ghana and yet documents of the PA ka sebe nyame bebre academ documents of the PA so I'm saying PA keke but sebe because oya MP so no and the former Minister of Information no he knew how to use the documents and get a media support for this. Otherwise, look, there are forces that have been fighting against documents. I mean, I brought documents to your attention.
Yes.
The system has fought them. The president has not acted on many documents. Article 146 petitions 2 as we speak. Bakokra they were trained so for 2 years. Ama Chief Justice Sofakufa offer cantonments Asasia Oton for 7,000 Ghana cedis. Prime land, 7,000 Ghana cedis. So Tebi. Oton 7,000 Ghana cedis. Meda President Milsa Onyan the baby call. The Article 146 petition against Chief Justice Sofakufa Komano. At least ono esum etchi mameno. And I'm say ono na acquitted man cheap, acquitted man land. No, this is airport international students was on it for the blame no money there. For the blame and me or no essay. So eja ketre enwo adre mani yenti eja Blay brothers no someone say like father like son. And this Blay and sons Akofa beach because someone who offer. Someone who offer Ghana na. Mo first la fu yina. La for the shekra no many the share
oh yes
me fa one plot la beach front no omo akofa so say small onje mo look I beg you and me mame kwan
okay
me kwan
TN Sambi so one
oh me mu buade pa na sabi enkwasasem so koso a say can by name police for the one the beba second half but Freddie Blay na enkwasasem no nyai wenyi sin enkwasasem wo di
mate so say okuchedo a black honorable wife in a leaky document.
Also, I don't want to talk about people's wives. I don't want to talk about people's wives because I didn't even want to talk about people's sons. I didn't want to talk about people's sons. I wanted to talk about thieves who are stealing my lands.
Okay.
Because Masasi, La Fuasasi, Ghana Fuasasi. So anyone who steals Ghana state lands, when you say government, who to me and say me through the president, as will be
yes.
But ultimately, I did Emma Ghana for you now. My late grandfather. The lad man at the time, me Adionano. No man assassin for airport, for a friend's University of Ghana, Presec, like plenty, Triff and so on. It was for the good of all Ghanaians, and that is how I want to see it. You need Ghana for empress as who provided it's for our collective good. Okay. But the moment it goes to a Chief Justice, the moment it goes to a Speaker of Parliament, says Regina Hughes, and now say a Deputy Chief Speaker of Parliament, say, friends, back on. They are no kase now say mano omu assassin e friend say Blay
okay Freddie Blay
ono any other minister still Bernard Champon look during Kufuor's time 2004 to 2009 the documents are available and I want us to publish them
okay
and those lands must be retrieved from every single one of them every single land that got wrong hands, it must be retrieved. In fact, the Supreme Court of Ghana, any Ghana for in the year, in the La Manche Public versus the Attorney General case now, the judge say, if I say, this national interest can become public purpose, public interest, public purpose. That interchange, that was the opening of the floodgates for the thievery and the looting of lands. The land grabbing that happened, it was occasioned by an act of the Supreme Court. And I think, we must go for, if I say, review, judicial review of that decision. Because, look, a lot of the judges on the list that I gave to President Akufo-Addo when we petitioned for the removal of Chief Justice of Akufo, citing various instances, including the petition that the president, the Lamanch at the time, me Public William Babyco. And I personally hand delivered that petition to President Akufo-Addo's office. I know that was on the 29th of December 2017. He has not worked on it. The clandestine annexation of the lands by the military and so on and so forth. He never worked on it. President Omwadie. One said, I asked if he said, because the president, I will be 80 and 81. 80 plus. Omwadie. Or Hinipon, I will be almost 90. Said what you're opening. Or your paramount chief of knowing a place like Lao. La is not the small place people think it is. So La starts from Pediasi. Pediasi La Sasi. Adenta La Sasi. Madina La Sasi. Legon La Sasi. Laboni cantonments. I mean, look, all the primates. In fact, no Osu Enya Sasio. Osu was carved out of La Asasi. Teshi Enya Sasi. Teshi was carved out of La Asasi. So you don't deal with such people like as though say be an asem punch be among them no. You understand? Because look, even a sub chief ne crass no and no the man no omo onfa emma la ahemfo and I say la for that chain. Now I want to talk about the value of the land before I come to the hotels thing proper. Make I say La Fair no it was put on a similar you kind of saying there was a redevelopment project. There was a public tender. It was international competitive tender, supervised by PricewaterhouseCoopers as the transaction advisors for the government of Ghana, and it was advertised in the same Economist newspaper. And the beach hotels were advertised, and they were claiming also that it was competitive tender. Yet this same Akufo-Addo government put the agreement that was signed by a government of Ghana by a trade minister aside. When a fully Ghanaian-owned company led by a woman won that bid, they set aside. President Akufo-Addo, on one personal law firm, Akufo-Addo Prempe and Co. advised the government of President Akufo-Addo say the omoya at the financial loss at the judgment debt because they were setting the thing aside. They established it and went ahead. And when President Akufo-Addo ate full plane of Alan Chamantin, trade minister, Alan Yao, better fly. And trade fair company, they went and they signed a contract with a foreign company, Stella Holdings of Singapore in Dubai, March 2021. I said then. For $2 billion for 65 acres of the trade fair, 140 acre land. 65 equals what? 2 billion. Therefore, you can value the land.
Yes.
Now, the trade fair, 65 acres, saying 2 billion per Akufo-Addo estimation. Road per a trade fair, these two hotels, Entem.
Yes.
Right? In any case, these two hotels are part of the trade fair acquisition. The trade fair acquisition includes these two hotels.
Okay.
The trade fair compensation has not come. So La has not benefited from the acquisition by virtue of the fact that you entire compensation. We've not gotten equity. Meanwhile, trade fair company, the CEO went and signed Chinese they paid 10,000 Ghana cedis to say their Chief Justice, if I'm saying. So
7,000.
Or 7,000 for cantonment scale. And the CEO of Trade Fair could 10,000 to Lands Commission for the title. They didn't have title. All this while they didn't have title to the land. Yes. Till 2018, 2019. Per their own board minutes, they didn't have title to the land. They went and got the title to the land recently. per their own board minutes signed by the board chairman, McGran and Cassandra, who is the board secretary. All these documents were given to Parliament, the Trade and Industry Committee, the Chairman Timwen was Trade Minister, and the Speaker of Parliament through the Member of Parliament of La Nadekotopon, Rita Na Odolesowa. Now, I'm saying these things because there are documents before various state institutions are okay. And we don't expect much from these state institutions because, look, there is not only state capture, there is a systemic failure. And a systematic friend saying to steal these lands. Honorable friend saying Kennedy Pon, or can I say Stephen Tim, their current national chairman, he was the head of a state land stealing syndicate at the Lands Commission when he was the national chairman of the Lands Commission. Who has investigated it? Nobody's interested. Look, Lafo, only indeed. This hotels are Kamodema by a champ from Rock City, no? The land, no? Now, as you approach the beachfront, the value goes up. Beachfront lands are the highest in terms of value when it comes to lands. Okay? So if it's 2 billion for 65 acres on the trade fair side now, we train back the opposite side at 65 acres now, it will shoot up. So as you Brian Champo decided to even break down the hotels, including even Badi Beach Hotel, which was very profitable and got 158 million profits after tax. Paid 25 million tax last year alone, paid 10 million tax the year before, and it's even having liquidity of Charlie and ago serious money on the bank now. Okay. If he decides to say, oh, they keep Ako down, do you know the amount of money he will get? And he's paid only about half of the value or more SSNIT for estimating for all the 6 hotels. And that one can know what you are in installments. Now ask yourself, the assassin in Anka hotels now assassin that's the stool which I represent. Remember Papa, he was a justice of law. And the stool is the justice stool. And he is supposed to be a custodian of the stool lands. When he enters I not fine we but we or him so la food ne we anyasa yasiashi anyasa no bache no sebi so those who think we are fools we are not. You better police for us in the next round.
Yo mama call a lawyer a Chimberman law at Yentiwe.
Kin well yentia for native but me when it comes to say hotels and neton say anapa mi try bi mu kakra
sister station
VTA kakra me candidacy so say me Chimberma mintia private business or entrepreneurship. Okay, it's good. And it's one thing that if any individual want to make it and make it well, you should be looking into, because there isn't much money in the public sector, but there's money in you doing your business in a conglomerate manner. As you say, we and do way. What I say, and yeah, name penins and Timothy Fatana and Fatano, and so by the and why in year and what here. Say a tone on my Japadia, a dear individual. Me, personally, I always have issues with it. The issues I may want to say, I buy no one was I buy no. But you are bank, you'll be refused a loan. You can be refused a loan. Ya bobra bonni wo mamu hanti ye tabi safati ye physical gram put abo mine home bra ye ndebi no. We got international monetary fund giving us money. I'm some music because yes we are the last lender of resort. I so ho chiro sa dia ma na bro so na wu bia ma na wusu ye na ma wudu zu hu na mu a ono kwa de wusu hwenu a wudu but you the individual except our for do buy any bia wu no bia ba gina dino ho wutimi nya obi ya na say institution bia be aka say we dey e so pass on call mu chen wo msika. It's not there. So if a government has more resources or commands or controls more resources than an individual, a ban saying no run egmanegu. Unza common sense be incident.
Yes, no crepa.
Common sense be said them. Nyansa be
nonsense.
So what I say? Nyansa be said them say if you say king. One area of law I'm specializing in mergers and acquisitions.
Okay.
and yes ye told ma A ama adwuma B and adwuma B ekota adwuma A mo shares emu B and I walk to nyina. So you are quite partly or wholly. Na eno ya admani be me angasa ma be atremuno. What you do is that most of the time you don't let me use the word discard or you don't lay off the entire working team in what said
okay.
Some positions may be made redundant. The ever say be Chimbema group of companies. Me want me HR did that. Me want me finance director did that. Me will be director of operations did that. Where I have these three portfolios: operations, HR, finance. Now woman the control the group of companies, you know. Somebody or company, no, direct company, ever come also no HR manager, no. So that's it. So very few portfolios you pay and you do away with. But majority of the staffs are maintained. And it is a talk. You more Labadi Beach Hotel. At the Rock City groups or whatever, and as a Rock City hotel, it doesn't mean that he is going to bring angels or Jesus Christ is not new for in the better hotel. I'm not hotel and say, you are sorry, Debbie. One more go now was one made money and so what it means that is the point I'm saying, it's how say, and even that one can make the business work and work better.
And you are seminal.
And it's a me to say. Yes, I beg maybe now too much in Baramadia and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense because what they're trying to tell me is that I say many of the could be anywhere neighbor, but that is not the case. That is never the case. Anybody go as we speak, I have witnessed. I've been in my call Palm Royal severally, my call Labadi Beach severally. I've come to notice that there are some airlines, should I say partnership or whatever, when cabin crew they do on a bar, I want better. Do you know what it means? Airline be a banana. Let's say Chimberma Airlines example. Say bedroom na cabin crew na bar no. Ebeda. So the captain to the last person on the cabin. Ebeda. Now one more adan no. What's on beko. So what's na one more the flights no aircon and brain no. This flight is about na. One more about na ba that. Now one more beda and no. And so the flight no go. Let's assume each flight be even if you want 3 airlines na man. Maybe add 20 neighbor. So it means that every single day that flight will drop into this country, no, we will 60 people occupying your rooms.
Wow.
60. We'll be at the 20. We'll be every day. So what it means that every day beyond who was 60 airline staff or better hotel. Now hotel be a university 60 man better them. Who guys
wait.
So what I say?
Matthias here palo.
And you know, if you tell me that they are not making profit, I could try to go. Now, sir, I didn't say ento. Okay, nti fanisa what share can say can Indian say what can. Can Indian say Indian it is a can movie. So what I say? Can Indian man yen tu can. I mean yen to can because what are you? Me talk abi wo. Me talk abi Nizan no that be never found that Nizan
salon castle
that be I am him mini for my phone bisa na
yeah perfect
that be me just say what mama nkoso king you moving car no embassy fie US and the next day yes I take an can go be transmission
no problem
transmission no seven no can say can is fie yentu wouldn't say yeah didn't go for didn't come some motor or no to carry $100
waboka
was a kasabi because the car now is waste
they waste in move there
it is vacuum Idea I turn about $2,000 something no. I see about 5 years. You took an enemy. The best chance idea in talk. But the moment I walk to idea I was seeing na obi anyone who will be show huge interest in interest at the end. It's not as you are portraying it. No, there's something good with it. But that's something good. No? How come you cannot see? But only that person can see it. You got it. So we very anymore. About the saying that that's something good. No? It is only you who can see, but somebody outside can see that something good, and for that reason, show interest. Okay. So what I say, and it tells you say the story that is being painted. And this again, if you have a town company, directors of a company cannot make that decision. Because you don't own the company. So education and a company is owned by members, as we call them in law, but at the same time we talk from shareholders.
Yes.
Women only companies. It women decide. There are some decisions that the board cannot take. We have members to take that decision for you. And if it will be AGM, annual general meeting. And when you share, you take a decision the board didn't take at the moment, not more implement. And when I one more question only the board members, sorry, the shareholders or the members of the company. It can be somebody who owns only 1%. It can be someone who owns 0.5. It can be one who owns 20%. It can be one who owns 30%. It doesn't matter your percentage. There's a percentage extra one who are in the company and your voting rights. But and say me I made the 0.5 no. Who 30 take this you are mismatching. So when they meet to resolve or make a resolution, as to make a decision, that resolution now making is being put into writing and forwarded to the board for the board to implement. Not the same to main level. Now, you see a cotton camp a year hotel back home friend Ridge Royal Hotel.
Cape Coast.
I know in Cape Coast. Ridge Royal no. Okay. Yeah, cotton say hotel no. Hotel no a 3 category of members or shareholders. Category 1 SSNIT. Category 2 a company by name Vanef Company Limited, and then Ahoy Plaza being the 3rd shareholder. Ahoy Plaza for them owns less than 1% from what I read is about 0.3 something. So they are minority. Minority because women have only 5%. But even in that minority percentage of 5%, women are the smallest. But still, you can't take a decision without them. And even you can't say 0.1, 0.5, they own a stake. They have a right to make a decision whenever you are making decisions. If you can't override them by saying, oh, what is already in the executive, I mean, they forget. No, the law doesn't permit that. You need their views. When they decided to sell this hotel, this minority group of shareholders or members were not consulted to seek their first right of the refusal. And what it means is that one regard, but you have overridden their stake. Okay.
This first right of refusal is Constitution, Article 20.
Oh yeah,
but it's not even relative to stakeholders and properties owned by the state, etc. It is to do with even land owners or pre-acquisition owners.
Something land ground. I buy you have land and you are just this new land lawyer about 2020. It will say
036.
Yes, but it will say as I see be a buying proud to the law. I want find that could also call it. Goes back to the owner.
And to sell la for yes, as in
move it
because University of Ghana, Toyota for any HFBA, etc. The is big. It's not about new. It's about our land.
UPS.
Any brand champion HFBA trade fair acquisition. Mistake. Na some of the man ya assassin. And Ghana for mumma assassin wo Ghana ben ho. Ghana buying Ejimat brand ya la for beji assassin no.
Well, that's fine. So the American when they were about to make that decision, by law you need to consult or contact these people, seek their view, and they will tell us, okay, you need interest be our so let it go. It will be a resolution passed. Na adaho it's on record. It will pick a file. What do you say? At the AGM made on this day, so. It was resolved that this percentage of ABCD company can be acquired by XYZ because members refuse or declined any right or stake in it. In for that reason, is permitted to go. Not equal. But one inside, Adentia. Okay, Adentia. Is it because of say me a front runner in the government? Na me can be a woman and I do have the na and the but go back to the constitution and ask. The constitution put it very clear. So there's something like equality before the law. What it means is say you be number anymore. Saudi Akufo-Addo, Saudi John Mahama, Saudi Chimbalima. Yeah, we are equal. This is portfolio, but the constitution does not regard anything portfolio. The constitution does not regard anything portfolio. It does not say you are all equal. This is a due president to do this. A due vice do this. A due way I couldn't say. One can say was equality before the law. So whether you are vice president, chief justice, whoever, it doesn't matter. Your names are the same scale. So and the way. So you're saying, Anna, a do hadia. You're not going by what you are supposed to do. Emma Namsunti, the lawyers for these two other shareholders or members vote to SSNIT expressing their displeasure. So I'm not to you no man for compassion to Emma Namsunti 27th of March 2024. And I say, oh, say as officer young say, yes, we live in National Conveyance. It's real for some and me say, that kind of appreciation come why later on it say, what should I can do here? Because you knew that's what we're supposed to do. You see, when it comes to business, everything that goes into business is documented, it's law. You don't just act. You don't just act. And the movie out to be must be in accordance with the rules of the company or the law governing the company in the country or whatever. It won't out any baby. But about saying, and I could do by jump on so dear. Yeah, going to be a big. About saying, and I could do admire Unamuno. As I said, even your own company is been struggling. Now, make every way. Or can be me tell me on interview be. Now, or say, oh, no crowd, you can say, Roxy, one. Why, director of Kakari, one of the and executive director. Now, when you be free a hope. Name what shares media were 100% shareholder. You see, you are just incriminating yourself, or you are just confusing yourself at the same time. Every company has what you call executive directors and non-executive directors. Executive directors are those who are responsible for the day-to-day running of the business. Okay. So that includes the chief executive, that includes the director operations, director finance, director. They are the executive directors. They run affairs of the business. It won't come where it's accepted. But non-executive directors are part of the board. Except you decide to opt out. But the board says, who opt out? No. Your stake as a member of 100% shares. What it means is that Rock City Asia, they want to be a business year, let's say March to March. So March 2024, woman declare dividend, woman infrastructure, let's say 100 billion Ghana cedis. That infrastructure from the records of the company will not go to any other person, but only you by an example. Because we are 100% shareholder. We will be in check. If infrastructure be a company they declare dividend, they declare it only to you and no other person. And they can declare dividends to you. No one is a main source anymore. Must sign their company back. Must sign their reinvestment into the company to boost your power and your control. You see, obit me obi o eye share with our bank bi bank ni if you declare dividend man no what gin sika no say to more shares nti they can no grant let's say 20 shares or 20% shares what to more abenya na 50% shares what they increasing the power why is kana ngodi okay so all these things happen are allowed but so who can say oh because you are just a non-executive director and do mistake na the company no declare dividend what do you claim and so you are taking emoluments. You are taking money, or you are gaining from the company. It's kind of one thing say, oh, me mistake be maybe just a non-executive director. No, I go is a company. No, and I'm say I see a bit two directors. Mama, me getting. When you are registering a limited liability company or an unlimited liability company, you need not less than 2 people to start as directors. So among the two, one can be a director, secretary, and director at the same time. Okay, and the other person will be a director. It's me, we buy a director, say a secretary to the company. Now, I am just a director. But we are more starting. But you can add on the better no become as a director. Mishembi. Another time we be a Mugabe na become as a director because what you Musa. No unlimited and because and you need any number. That's how the thing works. And money yet say I say you can't actually when I say you go is on a cancer and put them out with the bass and a cabin back with them. No. And yes, I'm not yet. You see, they play with our minds. Because they know, say, oh, baby, none to a bossing kind, baby, none any money, and they can just always have their way around. No. By law, you must have 2 people, at least 2. Not less than that, as directors for every company. It was now who is also for Nicholas Limited. Make sure that you're having you and one other person, or it can be 2 other people living without you. But yes. Onya say if you na so eno say na what we go for. Any okay. Yo, beda lawyer trim very massive bebre. Na amuzu garlic capsules na medru so amuzu garlic capsules foforo kra bedra man so reduce cholesterol wo ni pedum sa so na ebo momboje ni die frusa ni odunson 10 tema ebo yi papa ya na woni so aye wusi ebebo sa so na high blood pressure no wosra ebehwe ateswama high sugar level no ni na ebebre na se kama o yaro wonya amuzu garlic bitters ni bi onuma boy papa penyena wo shops are Misty Herbal, Danny Herbal, so na KNG Herbal ni na wo mbrom Kumasi, Kolinak Herbal or Ashtown and sana Fredimes Herbal no so wo tafo no so ko wi bi ho ye ko Accra Kanshi drug lane na boachi Hellos Herbal ni Tinatet Kens Walk Herbal ni na no ubenya bi ho 0247776743 na munding como power specialist herbal hospital Dr. Akosia Duya na medru so oseben kancho say yare friend hepatitis B na hawana hepatitis say A B C D and yi ni na no we ya obetumi ahwe to asiamo so na fatty liver sciatica prostate ni wonsa na wonan ne mu ebukwen also na say bepacho compo fibroid ni na hawa wo de ba power specialist herbal hospital ade obetumi ahwe na omoto asiamo hwe ne chi akwan Kumase branch no Feyase Lake Bosomchi Road who opposite Jesbro filling station Sasuna Kra ye Kwabenya Pokuase ACP Road and Sana Takrade ye Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji MA Primary School will be hunu offered 0244 54422 and 0200 383831 na within penny phone kasa Safari Valley Eco Resort na medro so Safari Valley Eco Resort will be home de wo okre district no more in the eastern region me patrol be breakwe na mbo ayentam fa ye ni hun wo be hu bi ho e bi ye antelope zebras ni mbo bebre na nkasa na wo be hu wo Safari Valley Eco Resort wo sa so na bebi obeda wo ni problem mo be di wo ni problem na eho ya hum kai kana obi e
ɛwɔ hɔ tumi de kanu si so no nam so saa ɔmo waterfalls na hɔ a woduru ha we ni beje papa nhwɛ kra wo mafie bio mekanfo Safari Valley Eco Resort the amount for reservation and I say opperson no mudin command obi so mo nsem bia from 0596 91 4394 na woni omo ending commodity to cry Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center omo the Medimosis garlic capsules abedra mindso garlic capsules say improve blood circulation and mambo jeni frusanye obi also mensane me nan ayetitriti control cholesterol level wo ni paduam eyi niam bia mbo ni padua no ebusti immune system no kutia yare ahruina saa so na ebo ni padua ni ye papa panti Medimosis garlic capsules ni binano me na bebo wo ko ayarhwe ana se wo ko hospital ho dia prostate disorder sansan sexual weakness be mani oba I am a problem esitwe yare ana sciatica typhoid fever STIs na how ana se dental problems na ye we no munsam ni na no fema Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center na omuntumi embo hwo mo sha kwan wa dental barrier opposite the police station south na AESL building inside Ghana Highways Authority yard no Accra Ministry Sajay Kojo opposite School for the Deaf for Accra ha so na Kumasi ahima kokobin santase oboase kwan so from 0244 068 447 na woni omo endi komo baby Adrian hwe demonstration no kwan a police no am so mo ye adwuma no fine but ebe query no tear gas to ne sebiwa pepper spray ni ade di gugu nkofo so a ha adwene yi them say police phone to me am finish here mama sha so so
oh mata de na and to mine so there anya ade eton dwuma makokoto fufuro
onya de share onya bi
amate no anya say obi na share that tete
awo ka omo tete mo ntare no
oh there be
ana waso de
there be na me shuttle between the police rule on my phone and our leadership.
Okay.
So I was going back and forth, etc. But as I remember, tear gas no proper and how this happened now. I just want to touch some two quick things because he spoke about law and stuff. No, but say Oboye kakra baby. First, the current Chief Justice Naka said, obviously, starting national dialogue on lands.
Okay.
But I would like for her to make pronouncements, especially on Sofa Kufuni Wood or more. Inside some of because they are her predecessor female chief justice are almost a from inside Sinibi.
Okay.
Now on Kanche Ghana for said they are Omaya na ya and I say and so then obey home and then looking at the possible review of the NILA that's Ni Publicity True versus Attorney General Supreme Court because it's a landmark case that has set the ball rolling for all that is going on wrong about our lands. And she said, if the land issue is not addressed now, it means Ghana, you have FDI, that foreign direct investments and all those kinds of things will not happen because investors will be scared of repatriating of their money and blah blah blah. Even real estate but even the real estate industry, greater. Finally, Amajatum say the real estate sector is being used for money laundering. Proceeds from galamsey, any corruption. No, some sue some George or can't say no. But Amajatum, sir. Then now the education on the law. I want you to educate Freddie Blade today. I beg you. Sebi. We all know, say Supreme Court by 5-0 decision. Mafusa money. I could them 4-5 Supreme Court. They sat on a case La Treasury Council and I said last 2 versus Katamanso case B. And unfortunately La Fono called the name of the La Treasury Council. Even though the La Stu had won the case from the High Court through to Appeal Court, it could do Supreme Court 5-0. Almost say because the name La Treasury Council was used now. And some with Chikra because it started everything all afresh because the Treasury Council is a statutory body. They cannot own land, they cannot talk about land issues, they don't have the capacity. It's the last 2 that owns the land and so on. Now, Freddie Blade, video be a PA, or send a man, La Treasury Council, they assassinate a man, and that they had paid and so on. Emma, one ultimatum to a friend saying, Sambukuta to a black one.
Yes.
Johnny Hughes, Enna, TV3. I also want to give him an ultimatum. Say he should come and name who in the Treasury Council. He said he had documents to prove. He can't talk by heart. And Cecilia will not allow anybody to just talk and go free. Sebi, lawyer Netihano. Maybe I mean their Supreme Court now has. But is it the case said the Treasury Council can give anybody land and therefore could give Freddie Blay sons the land? Now, if it is not the case, then it means that they all can would rather say man sir. Before I come to the
police tear gas. I'm saying in case you
I know, but we quickly now. I mean, so Obi Kase, land free. Can you call us in someone? As somebody, there are always documents supporting it. You don't just say it. With the documents never buy. For instance, you start free or the motor indenture. Now, and the parent document, I wouldn't know to mean a title.
Correct.
So before you can show title, you must first of all show the amount would be out the free out doing a title because Uboko land stock with title. Okay. Would the indenture. So all those documents must be provided. Any other ancient because sign here for and that's so you know what the bar I think it will lead you or to guide you well.
No, the point I'm making, I've understood that. Listen, what I want you to explain is that traditional councils, they are statutory bodies.
Yeah.
So again are buying. Technically it's an interface between the state and the various traditional areas, not the traditional councils or traditional authorities. Can the state through the traditional council take over stool lands and purport to give to third party? Anyway, that's rhetorical. Okay,
so
now to the tear gas.
You know, also Ontario.
I'll get the IGP back from Mamma.
Hands what?
IGP peace crab. No, I had the Asayra. And IGP back material.
IGP the why then over Pamamo.
You see, we had different layers of leadership in the demonstration. So the demonstration will say different tracks. So there's a lead team, middle, and then the masses. So could you to a black Abujanum, like most of the MPs were in the second tier. And then the front tier included Joyce Bauer, Obiobia Dakomo, and other staffers and so on. I had gone ahead to, in fact, a try Lands Commissioner, called towards Flagstaff House Papano. I went ahead, as is normally the case, like everything is clear. And I knew the end and decision was supposed to be Kaiser King. So I was hoping, when we get to Kaiser King, they would mount the barriers as they normally do, in traffic light intersection. Then that's where the people would just cross the road.
Was that the agreement?
That was the agreement.
It's an agreement.
The agreement was that Kaiser King is where they would cross the road and kind of collect the thing. But you do halfway between Lance and the intersection that leads away from Super Road. They had blocked that side. So I inquired who was there. Who was in charge? I was coordinating with Suraj, that's operations. And President,
former Edison,
and
I see.
Oh, so too much.
I mean, that's what we had from that. I mean, that was his
Councilman's commander, and Mr. Himo. And then I was also making sure said the rule of because the interest was more than double. Ghana citizen, La citizen, and royal. And say traditional for also Empire Bono, no more Bopa, Mubobi, Lapam in Labadi Beach Hotel, Lapam, trip fair name, Bema Camp, not back with Prakra and see and Baku Pry at the trade fair side, not Budoma Bakun, until I know because intersection no Lands Commission and no bomb pile hole. So the last one was happening at this end. So I was supposed to make sure I said all of these things happened. The guys were refusing. I said I wanted to see who was in charge, and the guy was being very, very. I mean, like Charlie, said the uniform, no, it's for a season, no.
But I don't know what microphone, Mark.
And I say, uniform is for a season. We yeah, civilian, just like anybody. So I said, okay, fine.
My police independent.
So I said, as far as I'm concerned, no, says Sadia and the main my coordination function has come to an end because if we will not cooperate, then I also have to just leave it as it is. We've done a very peaceful match up to that point. So major coordination in the care of Suraj and whoever else is there.
Suraj never be there.
In fact, when they started from beginning, they work with us all the way. Suraj, in fact, police mpanyinfo aba super ɔmo nyinaa ɛna nse Suraj de ɔtena aka mu from time to time but at least ɔyɛ ade
abranteɛ no mu no
so ɔnya post anyway but on a serious note now so I told Suraj that Charlie from here on it's in their care. I was retweeting and leaving it and friends Nina Banda publication say in fact I know to Kutomo say with the Umpamichona baby I don't know let's listen. So I was now heading back to where Okude told us were on the second layer to inform them say their claim say we'll end it here. So I mean they should just give their final decision and then we move and do the presentation. Just when I was halfway between the first layer and the second layer I saw some commotion. I didn't know what had happened. Then I saw people running backwards. And then I saw people washing their faces. Then I started feeling the thing in my face. Now I knew what had happened. You understand? So at that point, leadership agreed, say, look, they the leaders would rather go to the front. Not on behind the police line.
Into who gave the orders for them to fire?
I wasn't there. And me, no credit. I don't like to say me try to be so. So I didn't see, but he was one of the most senior police officers there, so he would know.
There can be someone higher than him at that spot.
So and I say maybe on also Flagstaff House. I can't tell.
And I'm just maybe than to the and once you get to that point,
but we'll find out.
Commissioner of Police, and I'm saying commissioner.
I know
in charge of operations.
Yes.
Or no honor. And I'm saying the greater character commander for honor. He.
And I say I'm not defending Suraj, but I'm just saying say once I didn't see Suraj give the order, it is quite possible. And I'm saying it is quite possible. Say after our interaction, because they were going to invite the deputy staff
to come and collect.
So he being the most senior, is most likely the one who will go and tell them that they should come. I'm not holding it for him, but I'm sure the cameras will show. Now, the CNSA, as the people are rushing towards us now, there was a stampede. I mean, like, and this happened. We program the common, but all together, and I think we had a very successful program. The here to say the police would have to apologize and ensure that those who were injured, including the Wulama who's had this because the Wulama were there. I was pray Wulama. In fact, I wish even as we're speaking, meet me visuals of the people who were suffering the trauma and pain after the event. Okay. So the leadership had gone to go and visit the various people. Obviously, you can't leave people behind when you've taken them on such a march. But I want to entreat the president that at the very least. I know say as for elections 8 people they assume say few death 8 may few death so I can assume say or no and fan so when there is few injuries. Now I want to insist say the president at the very least should ensure that Brian Achiampong should get his hands off the hotels.
Okay.
And if he cannot get him off the hotels and he cannot get Freddie Blay and his boys off the beachfront land, then we as the stool are taking our lands back. No for hotels, no any Blay boys no.
Okay, but that's a lot.
From what you are saying,
and then I will hear television now.
Said the story will be negative towards the event. Say Sana be from tomorrow. If you say excuse me to say some reckless police officers who couldn't think right. Reckless in the sense so when the demonstrators need the kind issue normally police procedures who hear police for permission to go on demonstration. But you just put them on notice. Yeah, ABCD. The law is that for not less than 5 days or so. And so you give it to them. And reasonably, because the people them be one person will bring up they will give you more days than the 5 days. So long as you go 2 weeks scramble. Now what the police will say on this day, this is what we want to do. The police will agree with you on your route.
Okay.
More agree on the route we are there can some buying against any kind of harm. For instance, say because some number of cars o driver ni bi nkoye reckless nko drive body bi nko fa car me dey me dom na eba ni mo enko fi plan and so will be ma so they have to be with you and protect you. They are mandated to protect life and properties. King what not to why say money wo dey too much actually say now you be ade o kan you and we me am drive for that stretch now can sit back.
Okay.
When I saw a police pickup, 2 police pickups, one was parked toward the 37 line, one was parked from the back side. at that junction. I don't know barricades in about 4 or so. I see you. When I saw it, no, I was like, what are these barricades doing here? Because my time should that stretch in the bar. Barricades here because normally in the night sometimes we won't want barrier. But you know I don't know where they were. But anyway, now me news one number for. It me tell say one off I block you over them say no wonder. Since that barricades say me say na a train we so do one that block them say you cross. What is the difference here? You see the intolerance of this government. Intolerance. What kind of rat and as if what mean until the Plaza House? So many occupy Plaza House. What do you think?
I worked with them from the children's park all the way to Plaza.
What do you think? No, we are not what is a more than number what kind of behavior is this? When is a good father is different? When is MBB is different? Who are you guys? Who are you guys? You said you wanted to occupy the Plaza House. Presidential office is what we call in security terms the maximum security zone. That is why you find all forms of security there. Civilians who are part of the security, police personnel, military personnel, and more cars because all the maximum security point. So anytime the president moves to any area and the vice moves, that point now will move to me. If not his office, it becomes also the maximum security zone. That time, it me sure until was some by demonstrate against a government directives. They do also there. Obi so be na was Christ the king.
Christ the king wa mo wendu ho kra.
We say one mpo no go area. Na mo de esa de mu twa bi o. Na mo fa so keke. Esa de mu twa. Mo ba nanto so when the time comes.
Mamenda lawyer
before we go now, I want to also condemn one thing. No, I just quickly want to condemn throwing of stones by anybody, whether it's protesters or people who infiltrated the ranks of the protesters.
Okay.
At the time I didn't see but I noticed at least one stone be there. If I bet you home, a course ride more side home. And say, I don't know how to okay? Before we start firing tear gas, as you were narrating, what prompted tear gas? Nothing.
Were your life in any kind of danger? Into a preventing fire tear gas to disperse that mob or crowd now trying to attack the police
after midnight. The police are
lawyer Chum Berima or a member of the NDC National Communication Team also na Prince Derek Ajay, a former presidential staffer. Omunende me no mudi djumai. Me am di djumai di ho cham your friend Nicholas here was also meeting my regular host Mugabe Masin na Kwame or Ghost na Kwame Babrin Salon was we be in who ha wo hwen na wuti chichio. Yama ye musu de na the news papa in a can e de bro. E bepo so himane on hineba boama bene na the news are more demu yam omo de bro TVXYZ and the power 97.9 FM baby obiano kosoma with TV den kosunda haya na radio no sunda haya. Fisa hana ne panin sempani na wo. Have a wonderful evening.